The sun rose slowly over the quiet town, painting the sky a brilliant gold. In a small hospital room, an old man laid peacefully by the window, his frail hands resting on a thin blanket. He was once a teacher, one of those rare souls who didn't just teach lessons but shaped lives. The nurses called him Professor Samchai. His students simply called him Ajarn. That morning, a young doctor entered the room. "Good morning, Professor," he said softly, a warm smile spreading across his tired face. "Me, Nop." The old man turned his head slowly, his eyes lighting up with recognition. "Ah, my little one," he rasped. "You've become a doctor now." Nop sat beside him, gently taking the man's trembling hand in his. "I wouldn't be here without you, sir. You believed in me when no one else did." The professor smiled faintly. "That's what teachers do, my boy. We plant seeds we might never see grow, but we trust that one day they'll bloom." They sat in a comfortable silence, watching the sunlight spill across the floor. Then the professor whispered, "Tell me, Nope, are you happy being a doctor?" Nope's eyes filled with tears. "I wanted to help people just like you taught me. Sometimes I feel like I'm not enough. There's so many I can't save. And sometimes I feel lost." The old man nodded gently. "Even the sun hides behind clouds sometimes, but it still rises again every morning. And you must too." That was the last real conversation they had. In the days that followed, the professor's condition worsened. The hospital room grew quieter, the light in his eyes dimming a little more each day. Not visited as often as he could, sitting by the bed, reading aloud, and adjusting the blanket, caring for his teacher the way his teacher once cared for him. One evening, as rain began to fall, Nop found a sealed envelope on the bedside table. His name was written on it in trembling handwriting. He looked at his teacher, who was sleeping peacefully, and decided to wait. But the next morning, the bed was empty. The professor was gone. Nap sat alone in the deafening silence, his hands shaking as he opened the envelope. Inside was a single letter written in blue ink. "When this letter reaches you, my dear Nop," it began, "I will probably be gone. I've always told my students that when a person dies, the first place they go is into someone's memory. People often ask me, why did you study medicine but become a teacher? I used to tell them, teaching and healing are not so different. A doctor heals the body, but a teacher heals the heart. Both use knowledge to bring hope. Both ease pain when you can see and when you cannot. You once said you wanted to help people. You already have, Nap. Every life you touch is a ripple that will reach someone else. Even when you can't save them, your kindness remains. That's what healing really means." The letter ended with a final, faded line. "Even if I no longer breathe, still want to be a teacher." Tears streamed down Nop's face as he clutched the paper to his chest. He realized his teacher had given him something far greater than lessons. He had given him purpose. A week later at the medical school, students gathered to honor the professor's final wish. His body had been donated for medical study, one last act of teaching. As the young doctors bowed in silence, Nop stepped forward and whispered, "Rest now, Ajarn. Your lesson will live on." Years passed. Nop became a respected surgeon. Yet in every operating room, he felt his teacher's voice beside him, calm, patient, and kind. And whenever a student hesitated, he would smile and say, "Don't be afraid to fail. Even the sun sets, but it always rises again." In that moment, the old teacher lived once more, not just in memory, but in every heart he had ever touched. Because true teachers never really die. They just keep teaching. Through the lives they've changed. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like and subscribe for more content that inspires. I'll see you in the next one.